The body is not a thing, nor is it a process. It is a window of opportunity which opens into eternity. But we see the consequences of not feeling all around us. I mean, the toxification of the earth, the toleration of overpopulation, and the institutions that promote it is all achieved through a deadening of feeling. If we could feel what we are doing to the earth, to the elderly, to the young, to racial and social minorities, if we could feel the agony of what we do, we would stop doing it. But we have what we call reasons for why it is the way it is. Arguments, theories, blame, it's somebody else's fault, or the poor are always with us, or something else. But these are all evasions of the obligation to create a community based on love and tolerance. Hardly a radical notion, and yet incredibly difficult to bring into existence. We need to live our lives in the light of the assumption of an open future, not an absolutely free future, but not a determined future.
The collapse of everything familiar is going to open our hearts. I mean, look at what AIDS has done. Look at what the information we have about the rainforest, or the pictures of Somalia. I mean, the most open-hearted of us open first. But before this is over, every one of us will probably bury the dead and walk through, hell, and it will open the heart. It can't fail to open the heart. I mean, when a friend dies in your arms, maybe the first time it doesn't work, but the second, the third, the fourth, we are going to get it sooner or later. And it's bigger than all of us. I mean, it's just so big. And it's always been there in miniature in the phenomenon of our own death. But we don't look at that. But, if you will contemplate your own death, your heart will open. I mean, the truth that I've learned is this is the hardest truth there is. This is the distillation of 50,000 years of nomadic hunting and orgies around the campfire and rockets to the moon and the whole thing. It can be summed up in a single phrase: nothing lasts. Nothing lasts. Everything is changing into something else. Heraclitus said this. He said, "Pante rea," all flows. We flow into this world, we inhabit it, and we move on. Nothing lasts. Not your career, not your fortune, and finally not even your own sweet self. Everything is replaced. And if we can open ourselves to this by the heart, by the mind, there's all ways, then we will find the dignity to, and this is not about being born in the generation at the end of the world. This is something that would have worked at every moment in history. After all, Heraclitus lived 2,500 years ago. This is the truth of true maturity. Nothing lasts. Every time I take a trip or eat a fine meal or make love or visit an art gallery, I feel the transience of it, and that enriches it. That's the heart dimension, is the poignancy of knowing that this too shall pass. This too shall pass. You know, the earliest piece of poetry in English is called Deor's Lament, and it begins, 9 winters we Eltheow held Marenglenburg. That now is gone, this too shall pass. It was a song sung by a poet to a king somewhere in France in the 10th century or something like that. Everything is in transition, and the material body resists this truth, because the material body understands that if it passes, then it will be replaced by something which it can't imagine, and that triggers an anxiousness. Nothing lasts, and if we can incorporate that and live it, we will live every moment to its fullest.
William Blake said, "Attend the minute particulars. Pay attention to the details. Keep your eye on the ball. Man is a reed bent by the wind, but he is a thinking reed." And that's the paradox of our being, our fragileness in nature, and yet the supernatural grandiosity that we sense in the hallways of our souls. What we have been celebrating here is an experience. It is there to be had, out there in nature, with nothing between you and it. No guru, no method, no teacher, just you and me and Mother Nature in the garden, wet with rain. You can choose to go out there and meet it, but it's not an easy path, because it's the real path. And the fear is real, and the risk is real, and the reward is real. It's beyond hype.